Hi guys, Joan here, back with a beer review, back with a special beer review. Um, it's part of the Mad March takeover. Well, or is it? I'm not sure. This one, out of every beer, this one is the one the link is most tenuous. But I'm doing this as a tribute to my good buddy Derm, who is no longer with us, as you might know. Anyway, I am reviewing Neon Jungle by Gwei or Gwei. Now, you might think, hang on, that's not Vocation. Well, you're kind of right, and you're kind of not right, because I know for a fact that this beer was brewed at Vocation in Hebden Bridge. However, Gwei, however you say it, is a Chinese brewery. So I think what they've done is they've done some gypsy brewing using the Vocation brewery to brew this particular beer. And if you go onto the Vocation brewery website, you can actually buy this beer because that's where I got it from. And at first, I thought it was a direct collaboration beer, similar to that other one from Guilo that I did not that long ago. But no, this one is purely one of them. However, you might notice that although the canning is slightly different, Neon Jungle, limited batch, it says up here, some of the things like the ABV, which is 3.9, no, 5.9, wow. The IBUs, which is down here, which is only 10. The way they put these things in the corners of the packaging on the front is exactly the same way that Vocation do it. So basically, this beer, the design, everything, it was done in Vocation. The printing, everything, very, very similar. And we've got some gumph here from Gwei. Yeah, let me wipe this sweaty can because this one has been in the fridge. So the first thing is Gwei, and how it's a slang term in Mandarin, is it? No, Cantonese, for foreigner, but it can also mean your friend or something like that. Neon Jungle IPA brings you bright tropical flavours from Hong Kong. Wheat and oats help to thicken up a hazy base. We add Idaho 7 and Victoria's Secret in Whirlpool and in Dry Hop, giving tangerine and pineapple. Also papaya and passion fruit. This beer is an attack on the senses. Sounds absolutely fantastic. Sounds like the beers I'm really enjoying at the moment. Wheat and oats. I wonder what other brewery uses a shed load of wheat and oats. Vocation. So even though this is not a collaboration or not advertised as a collaboration, I'm going to say it is as close as damn it, because I don't think Guilo in China would use the same ingredients as they did when they were brewing gypsy style at Vocation at Hebden Bridge. And I'm going to leave it there. This is a Vocation beer in my book via Guilo. Anyway, that's why it's part of this thing. The other reason is it's a 6% almost hazy IPA, tropical, which at the moment I love this style. I really do. If you look back at some of my older videos, you'll probably realise I'm not a trendy follower of fashion, but in this case, I'm loving this style. Just over a finger's head, fantastic bubbles in there, lovely big juicy bubbles, hazy as a good one. Oh, lovely, lovely tropical. But yeah, we're getting tropical, but we're getting that orangey thing going on too, which is cool. And a sort of, that must be the papaya, like the melon, that kind of vibe too. I'm really hoping that it follows through because I've got a feeling that this is a fantastic beer. If you see Vocation or Guilo beers, especially if you see them on tap, my advice is go for it. You will rarely be disappointed. I think out of the, how many beers have we done? Maybe 15. I don't know what the day is now, but we've done quite a few back-to-back beers, and I've only found one that I didn't really get on with. Every other beer has been really good. Jim, cheers to you, brother. Not forgetting you with this one. It's the Asian blood, damn it. Ooh, very smooth, followed very quickly by a rush on the senses, but then it goes mellow, and I'm getting those bubbles tingling on my tongue. That is another reason I would love to try this on draft, just so it's not as carbonated, because that's one kind of thing, is that these beers tend to have a kind of overcarbonation, and it kind of messes with my tongue. I'm not 100% sure if it's tasting what it would like if it was on draft. I must get up to Hebden Bridge again. I've actually been driven through there coming back from Scotland one day, and but I didn't stop. Not super sweet, but it has got that orangey sweetness up front, followed by a bit of hoppiness, but it's not super hoppy. The IBUs are only 10, I think it says. Yeah, 10 IBUs. So this is not a hop bomb in the traditional sense. A lot of this, I mean, there's obviously some hops in the boil, but I would say the majority of the hops are in dry hopping, and it says whirlpool. So maybe they've only done a half-hour boil and chucked all the hops, or the majority of the hops, right at the end in the whirlpool. But yeah, it's weird. I'm getting that orangey kind of, well, they call it tangerine to be different, I guess. But yeah, it's not as juicy as perhaps other hops are. But you've got that definite kind of juicy fruit thing going on. Then you get a little bit of the pith, um, taking the pith. That kind of slightly bitter. Oranges can be bitter if you have enough of that white pith. You're meant to cut everything off, but yeah, so it gives that. Then it descends into that papaya, mango, melon kind of thing. Maybe actually the melon is kind of, because sometimes melon has that kind of pithy kind of thing. Grapefruit, maybe that's what it is. So orange, grapefruit, stroke pith, then into melon, papaya, those sort of tropical fruits. Lovely. And at almost 6%, it's like five, what did I say, 5.9? Yeah, 5.9 ABV. You could easily get lost in this beer. Really, really nice. I'm even liking that sort of psychedelic can. We didn't really have a look at the can too much, but it's like a street scene in, I guess this is in China, but could be anywhere in the world with that neon thing going on. Um, yeah, and people having fun and enjoying life. Perhaps the only thing is, and I would say, maybe this is just me, but I would say tiny bit more sweetness on here would kind of balance things out a little bit more. Maybe a tiny addition of lactose just to bring the sweetness up. Not much. I'm not suggesting a ridiculously sweet beer, but just a tiny bit, just to balance those sort of soury type flavours. Pardon me. Carbonated beer. Chamon. Haven't said Chamon for ages. Perhaps I have, and I just am unaware of it. So we've gone past the 10-minute mark. I'm going to finish this one off. It is a school night, which is why I've got a shirt on. Yeah, it's got a collar and everything. But yeah, I didn't manage to find. I was on a search for Pride and Joy, but I couldn't find it anywhere, which is really sad because I wanted to do a taste test against one of the Marks and Spencer's supermarket Sunday beers. However, what I did find is the other one, and the other one is 4.8, which is almost exactly the same as Pride. Is it Pride and Joy? Joy and Noel? I don't know. It's the one with Joy and Pride and Joy. Vocation. Chamon. Yeah, but I couldn't find it. I think they're selling it in some supermarkets, but I tried Tesco's, I tried Sainsbury's. I even went back into M&S to see if they had it on the same shelf, but they didn't. Anyway, I've got something else lined up for supermarkets under this week, so you better tune in. Oh, lovely beer. Tiny bit of lacing, nothing too spectacular. But that one is another fantastic beer by Vocation. They I can see why Jim really liked them because they do some absolutely fantastic beers. And I found through this month that it's not just about what you can get in the supermarket. Although in Tesco's, remember that Imperial banana beer, which was just absolutely ridiculous. And on one of the other websites that I do my reviews on, I said, it's probably the best beer I've had this year. And I would say, yes, it is the best beer. And you can get it in Tesco's, £5 a can. So, you've got to be a bit flush, I guess. But you're not going to have more than sort of one. Jesus, if you have two 11.5% beers of an evening, then you're a complete madman. So I balance my my ridiculous Scottish roots of paying £5 for a beer in a supermarket against just absolute gorgeousness. And I'm glad I got one because I doubt I would have bought it otherwise. Anyhow, I'm starting to rant. The 6% odd beer is trying to get hold of me. Anyway, you guys take care. I'll see you real soon. And yeah, remember what I'm trying to do this month. I'm trying to make people come together because you never know how long we've got on this world. Take every day as it comes. And Shamon once again.